Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about the best moisturizers for oily skin. I have very oily skin. I've had it my whole life, and one problem us people with oily skin have is finding a good moisturizer that doesn't make us look like oil slicked and isn't like good to begin with, but then during the day we get even more oily, if that makes sense. And I've tried a lot of moisturizers, like literally over like 50. Doesn't sound like a lot, but the fact that it took me up to 50 to find some decent moisturizers for people with oily skin, that says something. One thing I must say, one moisturizer that always never worked for me was moisturizers that were mattifying. If anything, they make the problem worse in my opinion and in my experience. My skin would like really matte, which I don't really like the look of matte skin anymore, but then throughout the day it would just go crazy with oil, almost like my skin was trying to compensate for the lack of oil on my skin. But today I'm going to show you three moisturizers that I love for the daytime, and then 4 that I love for the nighttime. I got a few more for the evening because these moisturizers give our skin that little bit more of a boost as well as they work overnight. So let's start with number 1. This is a Bulldog's Oil Control Moisturizer with witch hazel, willow bark and juniper in. Now, one thing I mentioned before is I don't like products that say they're mattifying. I also don't like products that usually don't like products that say they are oil controlled, because that usually means the same thing. What that usually means is that it strips your skin of oil, which for me I then get, as I mentioned, 10 times oilier throughout the day. What I love about the Bulldog Oil Control range is that it does not do that. It's not a mattifying moisturizer, it's not an oil stripping moisturizer, it's a moisturizing moisturizer. It looks super thick, like when you look at that you're like, wow, that's gonna like give me trouble throughout the day. But look at me doing like a makeup artist. But it goes on super quick, sinks in super quick as well, smells really nice, but most importantly it leaves your skin nice and moisturized and not matte and not craving moisture. But that's what I love about the oil control moisturizer from Bulldog, is that it does control your oils without stripping your skin of oils. It controls, not strips. So that's why I really like that one. One of my all-time favorites and that I use to this very day is the Innisfree Green Tea Fresh Cream. Mainly because green tea is great for oily skin, spot prone skin, acne prone skin, but also because it's a gel moisturizer, and I feel like gel moisturizers are really difficult to get right, but Innisfree has cracked it in the sense that it's a nice light moisturizer that you can barely see on your skin when you're rubbing it in, but it rubs in super quick, but leaves your skin again feeling moisturized. Doesn't leave you looking matte, which I also like. I don't like looking matte and void of any kind of glow, so this gives you a nice natural looking glow, leaves you feeling moisturized. Yeah, and another thing about gel moisturizers is I like the way they lock in the moisture and they don't sit on top of your skin. So this is a very good all-round, great for everyone, even people with dry skin, combination oily skin. The Innisfree Green Tea Fresh Cream is really good. It says cream, it's not a cream, it's more of a gel consistency. Next up we have actually an SPF. This is the Aloe Soothing Sun Cream, SPF 50 PA++ from CauseRX. And what I like about this one is it is a very high factor SPF, but it's also it also hydrates the skin, so it's got all the moisturizing factors of a moisturizer in there whilst giving you protection from the sun. So it's not a moisturizer with sunscreen in, it's a sunscreen with moisturizing factors. And when you're oily like me, the last thing you want to be doing is putting on moisturizer and then SPF over the top, because it would just melt off our face, right? Like when you're that oily. So I love that this is like a 2-in-1, but with the concentration on the SPF and not the moisturizer. But really good. It looks, to begin with, when you put it on, it's like, oh, this is heavy, it's a little bit too greasy, but it sinks in on its own within like 10-15 minutes, it's like gone on your face. And it also gives your skin like a much lighter, brighter looking look as well, without giving you a white cast. So I really like this. I've been trying to find a good SPF, and I kind of forgot I had this one. No, I didn't forget I had it, I just forgot how much I liked it. So this is really good. We move on to the evening now. One thing I like to use in the evening is oils. If you have oily skin, please start using oils on your skin, because in the evening you're feeding your skin oil, so this helps regulate your oils throughout the rest of the day, through the daytime. And one product I've always used and I love and it's actually the only facial oil I use is Organic Argan Oil, and they do a food version. Make sure you get the cosmetic version. This is actually my friend's sister's company, my best friend's sister's company, and my friend gave me a sample of it and I loved it. This is like 7 years ago and I've been using it ever since. This goes on really not oily, so it isn't oil, but you put it on, it's a little bit oily, but you rub it in and then your skin just feels nice and normal. It's not heavy. The last thing you want is someone with oily skin, especially in heat and things like that, is an oil sitting on your skin overnight. This is not like that. It rubs in very well. And this really helped with dark spots and pigmentation on my skin as well, evening out my skin tone. But yeah, I swear by this, honestly swear by this. It's my friend's company, but I'm bigging it up for a reason, because I've been using it non-stop for the vast majority of my 20s. Yeah, I love it. This is also good for your hair as well. I use it when I get dry scalp and dry ends. But yeah, you invest in a good night oil. Next one, we have another Bulldog product. This is the original 24-hour moisturizer. A very thick moisturizer to look at. Actually, like, excuse me, like their oil control moisturizer, you look at it and you think, someone with oily skin, that's gonna be a little bit too thick. Look how dense that is, it's just white. But it goes on very thick, but rubs in almost instantly and leaves you with a nice cool feeling on your face. You have a nice glow to you. In winter, I use this during the day as well, but it's a good overnight one because you're giving your skin all that moisture. Again, if you're not too comfortable with oils, you're packing your skin with moisture, so throughout the rest of the day, you're not as oily. You wake up nice and plump. If you're someone who only washes your face once a day, this is great to put on in the evening after you wash your face, then rinse your face with water the next day, because this packs in that moisture. The green tea Choc Watery Cream Moisturizer. So I've had this for about 2 months now, and look how much I've used, barely anything. With this, what I love about this is it's very moisturizing. The whole Choc thing where you have like nice plump moisturized looking skin, it looks very thick but goes on like water. It's extremely light, hence the watery cream name. But as someone again with oily skin who wants all that moisture in the evening so my skin's looking good the next day, and I don't have to worry too much about moisturizer the next day, this is a perfect moisturizer for that. Green tea, again, I'm in love with, and this is actually one of the only products from Moly that I think is not a gimmicky kind of like novelty kind of thing. I actually really like that. So super light, even though it looks very dense and thick. A very good all-rounder. You can use this in the morning as well in winter. And then finally we have another CauseRX product. This is the Nourishing Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. This is good for oily skin because it's nice and moisturizing for the evening, but it also helps with dark spots that is left from spots and acne, which people with oily skin tend to suffer from a lot more. So this is very good at brightening your skin, deeply moisturizing it, and then evening out your skin tone and correcting that dark pigmentation. Obviously over a period of time, use this every night for 2 weeks, you'll start to see a difference. Very good. So yeah, definitely check those out. I think one thing to take away from this is, as someone with oily skin, don't worry about moisturizing your skin. Don't ever think because you have oily skin you shouldn't moisturize, because everyone should moisturize all the time. If you do have excessively oily skin and you're not happy going out with moisturizer during the day, use oils in the evening. Try and help your skin realize that it doesn't need to produce as much oils by feeding it oil at night. That's what I learned, that's what I personally took away from all my experience with oily skin and using it throughout my teens into my 20s. Also avoid mattifying products, that's the one thing, just don't do it, and don't starve your skin of moisture. But that is it from me now guys, I will see you next time.